You don't really believe she's hurting. Not at first. She looks fine, laughing in stories, texting like nothing happened. The girl who used to ask you where you were every hour now goes days without a word. And that silence, it cuts deeper than anything she ever said. You stare at her picture and think, did I really mean that little to her? But let me tell you something I wish someone told me when I was sitting exactly where you are now. There's a delay in the way she feels it, because when a woman loses a man who gave her everything, the attention, the security, the emotional presence, she doesn't break immediately. She drifts, slowly, quietly, stage by stage, and by the time the reality hits her, you're already gone. But rewind. You were there, fully, completely, the one who showed up, listened, tried, the one who let his guard down because he believed maybe this time it would be different, and you gave her something she didn't know how to value. Not then. Your consistency, your presence, your heart, handed over like it wouldn't get dropped. And when she started pulling back, you didn't beg. Not this time. You watched her change, her tone, her energy, her urgency. You saw it, you felt it. The way she started responding later, the way she forgot to call back, the way she said she needed space but didn't really mean it. She just wanted to see if you'd panic, and you didn't. Instead, you went quiet. Not out of spite, but survival. Because somewhere deep down, you knew. If you kept giving more, you'd lose yourself trying to keep someone who wasn't holding on. So you walked, and that's when it began. Stage 1, freedom. To her, it feels like breathing again. No check-ins, no emotional weight. She tells her friends, I needed this. She posts her coffee, her smile, her new nails, all surface, all shiny. You watch it, you try not to, but you do, and it hurts. You think she's over you, that she didn't care, that everything she said, every time she swore you mattered, was just noise. But what you're not seeing is that freedom, for her, is hollow. It's distraction dressed up as peace. Because she's not healing, she's avoiding. Avoiding the truth that a man who truly cared finally stopped chasing. And right now, it hasn't hit her. Not fully. Because stage 1 is loud, bright, distracting. But it doesn't last. See? Time is ruthless. It has a way of peeling the glow off of pretend happiness. And eventually, it sets in. Stage 2. The mirror. She's alone now. Really alone. She's had the girls' nights, the DMS, the flirty comments. She smiled at men she doesn't care about, trying to fill the space you left behind. But none of them knew her. Not the way you did. Not the way you picked up on her moods without her saying a word. Not the way you made her feel safe just by being near. And suddenly, that silence you gave her, it's not power anymore. It's pressure. She checks her phone. Nothing. She wonders where you are, who you're with. She won't say it, but she feels it now. That growing, sharp edge of regret. Because for the first time, she's not being chased. You didn't fight for her. You didn't knock down her walls. You didn't beg her to come back. You respected her space. And that's the one thing she wasn't prepared for. Because when a man leaves without drama, he leaves a silence that screams. Stage 3. The collapse. This part, she doesn't talk about it. Not to her friends, not even to herself. It's 2 a.m. Her phone lights up. It's not you. And she hates that it's not you. She plays the old song. The one that used to make her think of love. Now it just feels like a memory she's trying to climb back into. But the door's closed. Because you're not there anymore. Not online. Not lurking. Not waiting. She scrolls through old texts. The long ones. The ones where you poured out pieces of your heart, word by word. She rereads the way you used to check in, the way you used to care even when she didn't deserve it. And now, she can't reach you. Because even if she sent the message, she's not sure you'd answer. You've become what she thought you'd never be, unavailable, not out of malice, but because you outgrew the version of you that needed her. And that's when the collapse happens, the breakdown, the tears, the overthinking. It's quiet, it's internal, but it's real, and it hits her harder than you'll ever know. Stage 4. Respect. This is the final shift. It's not about missing you, not anymore. It's about realizing who you were. She doesn't just miss your presence, she respects it. She respects the way you left, the way you stayed silent, the way you rebuilt yourself instead of breaking. She remembers every time you could have lashed out but didn't, every time you held space instead of throwing blame, every time you showed up, even when she didn't. And now, every man she meets is compared to you. Every compliment, every date, every good morning text feels shallow because it's not from the man who meant it. And she won't say it, but she knows. She lost something rare, not perfect, not flawless, but real. And here's the hardest part. She might never tell you. You may never get the text. You may never hear the apology. You may never get closure, but you'll feel it, eventually. In her silence, in her hesitation, in the way she watches your story and doesn't react, in the way she lingers on your name, because deep down, she knows. You were the one she didn't have to lose, but she did. And you're not waiting anymore. You're not checking your phone. You're not building your life around someone who couldn't meet you halfway, because now you understand your worth. Now you've learned what most men never do. The most powerful move you can make is to let her feel your absence. No begging, no chasing, just silence, strength, clarity. Because when a woman loses a man who used to love her deeply, and that man learns to love his peace more, she will feel it stage by stage, silently, slowly, until it's too late to fix. And that's not cruelty, that's consequence. Let her go and let her learn. You're not here to be needed, you're here to be respected. So now you understand. She doesn't break the moment you walk away. She breaks in stages, quietly, later, when your silence lasts longer than she expected, when your presence no longer waits in the background, when the man she thought she could always run back to is no longer standing there. And by then, it's not just the loss that hurts, it's the realization that you meant it when you walked. Not to punish, not to guilt her, but to protect the one thing you finally stopped sacrificing, your peace. That's what real strength looks like. You didn't lash out, you didn't beg, you didn't try to explain yourself to someone who stopped listening. You simply let go. And that silence, that calm, confident distance, it says more than words ever could. And if you're ready to fully claim that kind of strength, to stop chasing and start being chased, I wrote something that will help you. It's called How to Stop Chasing Love and Make Them Chase You. It's not about playing games. It's about rebuilding your emotional power, setting unshakable standards, and becoming the man who commands respect without ever raising his voice. The link is in the description below. Read it when you're ready to stop doubting yourself and start moving like the man you were always meant to be. Let her go. Let her feel it. And in that silence, evolve into someone she can't reach again unless you open the door. Stay calm, stay sharp, and never chase what walks away from peace.